Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Matic, seeing what's going on. We're going to double check a couple of key factors in the back end. That liquidation level we were talking about previously it was just above, I think it was 85, if I'm not mistaken, 85 cents. And then obviously double check a few other key factors too on the 4-hour for confirmation to see if it's worth taking along. I'm getting that question a lot. And the truth is, again, I'm a little more conservative when it comes to that. And if you're like, oh, I'm a buy the dip kind of guy regards to confirmation, this may not be a good fit for you. So if you are new to the channel, just know I love teaching people to trade, and I hope you can learn something here today if you want to become a better trader. CryptoCash.tech is the website. So what we want to do is take a quick look here at liquidation, and I'll give some quick congrats too, because we got some awesome community members that did very well today. And what we can see here is 85 cents as per usual, and upwards about 89. So massive concentration at 89 cents, but those at 85 are probably getting a little worried here. So just be careful if you have a short position open right now. I know it's like, oh gosh, Bitcoin's massively overextended, it's going to pull back, everything's going to drop. I don't know. It doesn't feel like that though. The market feels very alive at this point, and I'd just be very careful over, hedge some of your longs with some shorts, sure, but don't just go full short right now. I don't think it's a great idea. Anyways, 85 cents is a strong accumulation of volume based on liquidation, and of course the same thing as upwards of 90 cents too. Quickly here to note, congrats to our Premium Plus members here. I took some monster profit from some Litecoin longs, as well as, what is it, we got XRP, another Litecoin, Matic, ETH, Matic. This is all just this morning from our trading bot. Again, we took some nice profits in a short amount of time. A couple of them are a few days old, but generally speaking, very, very nice. Same thing with Solana. We took a good 22% in 3 hours on a 5x leverage trade there. And of course, we have another trade open at VeChain. We got in at 33.1. So cool stuff there. Be sure to check that out if you're curious. With CryptoCash.tech, I do offer trade signals. And take a look at this here. This is always interesting. Almost every single coin did this, where you got this massive liquidation wick, right? Price comes all the way down, stables itself out, and eventually it comes down to the exact same level. Look at that, exactly 73.4 cents, and recovers. It's like clockwork, man. Almost every single coin has the same pattern. If you look at this, same thing for Gala. It was the same thing, if I recall correctly, for Solana as well. So interesting stuff, folks. There's it's not just a coincidence, right? How can that be a coincidence across multiple chains? Okay, so let's take a quick look here and kind of see here on the daily time frame where we're at, because I know we're kind of on the struggle bus here on the daily before. We still are somewhat. The 50-day SMA is averaging itself out at 85 cents. That's that strong resistance level. All the more reason why we see probably a lot of liquidation at that level, because most of the time folks will put their liquidation or their stop loss just above or below key supports. It's a very standard thing. I do the same thing too, honestly, but I try to use lower leverage so I can have a much further support or resistance level away. I do not like being really close to liquidation. Either way, that's kind of telling us we're still bearish. We're underneath some important indicators, but that's not the end of the world. We are seeing the RSI coming back up towards 50. That's positive. We've got a stochastic RSI swing to the upside. Most of the time, that's a very positive sign too. And we're starting to lose momentum on the MACD. It's interesting how that correlation happens almost every time. Stochastic swing to the upside, it's a faster moving average. And then, of course, the MACD, slow to converge, but it's also telling us we got that shift of momentum to the downside. So we could have very well hit our bottom. And I don't know if you know anything about bottoms, but 2 massive candle wicks to the exact same level. Come on, folks. That is more than coincidence. All right, so 4-hour time frame, we are below some important moving averages there, above the 20, however, so that's slightly positive. We take a look at the 4-hour RSI, just above 50 on the RSI. Okay, most coins are right there at 50. So it's a good sign telling us that we're somewhat on the right side of the tracks there. While it hasn't been truly confirmed, because most of it's just based on the last 4 to 8 hours of candlestick volume, it's still a good sign. Same thing with MACD here as well. Definitely a positive contributing factor. So if we add all this together here, we're below moving averages, and now the oscillators are telling us we want to move up. We saw that on the daily for the price when it wanted to move down. Okay, so it really just implies that there's stronger chance of continuation. What we need to look at though is higher highs and higher lows, or just generally that whole concept of breaking the trend line. Okay, so if we kind of take a look at this here, we kind of zoom out, we can kind of see that we don't have like this specific descending trend. Most other coins are making lower lows and lower highs on the way down, and they just broke this trend. Okay, this coin isn't really doing that. I mean, you could draw a line here and kind of say that it is. In fact, we may just want to kind of to get perspective, but generally speaking, we haven't fully broken free from like specific trend lines. Okay, So having said that, what we need to do is, in order to get kind of on the right side of the tracks here and feel comfortable, we want to break through this little head, this little area here, basically the neckline, whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying it's head and shoulders, but generally speaking, there's a strong resistance there based on that level holding the price action in place. So 84.3, what used to be a support level back here is now a resistance. So if you can kind of see this here, you can see it held as a support, turned resistance. So getting above that level is going to be important. So to me, I would feel much more confident taking a trade at about 84.3 or higher. That's just me. If we take a look though at the Ichimoku cloud, we are confirming above the cloud, which is positive. Again, typically the cloud runs concurrent with descending trends or ascending in the other direction. So at this point here, I mean, there's definitely more positive than negative. I just want to highlight that, I typically look for reasons not to take a trade. And even though my scalping bot is taking, monster profit on this coin here to the upside because it bought the dip based on smaller moving averages and lower time frames, at this point, from a swing trade perspective, we still don't have full confirmation that this is a viable option. Again, same thing could be said with Solana. We took a Solana trade earlier today, and it was in a very similar situation it is now, just barely within the cloud, and we had a lot of confirming factors. So the truth is, you have a better chance of the price going up than down. I would just if you want to err on the side of caution, wait a little bit, great. If not, consider adding to your position either at the current position here. Possibly, I'd say worst case scenario at about 80 cents even, because there's the most recent low there. Ideally, if the price pulls back, it shouldn't be lower than the most recent low. That would be not ideal. So again, a lot of different case scenarios here, but what are your thoughts? Let me know, comment below. I really love hearing your feedback. Do yourself a favor, make sure if you use my link to register for Bitunix, you use this link to join now. Make sure though, if you are considering joining, you have to use my link first to register, but we have private trading competitions and things of that nature coming up here in February for our community specifically. But all the more reason to use them because you get some nice rewards too. Just make sure you use this link secondary to that if you've already registered with me. All that being said, there are no KYC VPN exchange. Highly recommend them. They are extremely beneficial. I've got walkthrough videos in our Bitunix section in our Discord, in case you're kind of curious how to utilize the exchange more effectively. Be sure to check that out. Thank you so much again for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.